What's up, everybody? In this video, we're going to be talking about what top agents do to prepare for a recession, and then what we do during a recession to make sure we stay on top. Point number one, we're going to be talking all about investors. And the reason why I want to bring up the investor clients is because in just about every single market swing, up, down, left, right, or sideways, investors are looking to make money. So one of the most important niches that you can get involved with in order to quote-unquote be recession-proof is the investor market. Finding undervalued real estate for your investor clients to invest in and make money for themselves is going to be incredibly powerful to get you through these low times, because they're always looking to make money. During every type of market, investors are looking to make money. It's what I'm doing right now. Every single month, I'll still close another 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 deals just with my investor clients, regardless of what the market's doing, because I'm always looking for undervalued real estate, both in the residential world and in the commercial world. I have studied just about every single book, every single bit of content, everything that I can do in order to be on top of when it comes to the investor niche. I want to be the go-to guy for everything investing in real estate. One of the niches, aka investors, is something that's quote-unquote recession-proof. Because like I said before, they're always and forever looking to make money. So during every swing, even when the market's at its peak or at its lowest, investors are still looking to make money. So if you can train yourself, if you can study every single video out there, which again, I'm gonna start putting out a lot more content in regards to this niche, if you can just focus on how to find undervalued real estate, you will forever and always have an income coming in. Now, the best part is obviously then you can learn about how to wholesale and then flip properties yourself and buy rental properties. The key part here is that it will forever allow you to make money in any market. So study your tail off. Everything you need to know about investors, not just how to find undervalued real estate, but how to find the right investor clients, not just your average mom and pop or average Joe who's looking for their first rental. No, I'm talking about somebody who legitimately does this for a living, who has millions, if not tens of millions of dollars invested in real estate, that they're constantly looking to build their portfolio or their flipping business or to add to their commercial portfolio. Whatever the case may be, you don't want to work with an average Joe in this market, because the average Joe is getting killed. But the big fish, the people that I'm working with right now that are worth tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions, they're not going anywhere. Matter of fact, they're looking for more real estate now more than ever, because the stock market and crypto and all these other different places are not going in the right direction right now. So this is an opportunity to take full advantage of. Point number two, we're talking about prospecting. And yes, you've heard me talk about it 1,000 times in other videos. Lead generation or leads solve all problems. So right now, what's gonna happen is that through a recession, typically most agents will have a lead problem. However, the agents that have been prospecting, making their quote-unquote cold calls, or their calls in general, building up a pipeline, are going to have less of a problem than the people who have never prospected. So what I want to tell you now that you maybe have not heard before is the true understanding of just about how much prospecting you should be doing during a recession. Let me be frank. Let me be blunt. If you're not spending just about 80% of your time during a recession prospecting for new business, as well as a few of the other points on here, you're going to fall out of this business. You're not going to have a job. You're not going to have an income. And I've seen this time and time and time again. People get in the business, right? New agents come in, they start making some money because the market is fairly decent, then gets better and better, and they start making some great money. And then guess what? They're not prepared for the recession because they've been in the business a few years. They didn't sock away enough money, which again, we'll talk about later in this video. And then because they stopped prospecting and they just kind of got complacent, a recession wipes them out and they're no longer a real estate agent. Happens all the time. Matter of fact, sadly, there's going to be quite a few people watching this video who might not be in the business after the next 12, 24, 36 months. Now, I'm hoping through this video that you make some adjustments in your business so that you can thrive, not fall apart, but thrive through this recession that's coming whether you like it or not. And it's about the people who can adapt, shift, and change that will make it through this recession on top. And so when I talk about prospecting, 80% of your time spent in this business should be lead generating. Should be lead generating. I am being serious. If you are working, call it even 9 to 5, 8 hours. So at 8 hours, 80% should be 6 or more hours, 7 hours in this business every single day, 6 to 7 hours a day, prospecting. This is going to be the true testament of how much you actually prospect. How many leads are you truly generating every day, every week, every month, every quarter, right? This is going to be the proof. Because if you've been lying to yourself, this is going to get real shaky. However, the agents that are prospecting 4, 5, 6, 7+ hours a day, every day, and on the phones until they get 3 or 4 or 5 solid leads a day are not going to have a problem. Because again, leads solve all problems. You were not in the cold calling space before. If you've never picked up the phone to start cold calling, this might be the perfect time to start doing that. Yes, there's going to be more expired. Yes, there's going to be more for sale by owners who can't sell their home. Yes, there's going to be more investors and people looking for great deals. Yes, there's going to be plenty of people who are going through foreclosure. Yes, there's going to be plenty of people who really desperately need to sell their home. There's going to be plenty of that. And if you're not on top of it, if you're not on the phones constantly, each and every single day for hours on end, you're going to miss out, because there's going to be an agent just like me, or like plenty of you out there, who are going to be prospecting endlessly to find those great leads, because there's plenty of business to be had during recessions. It's just a matter of you actually picking up the phone and finding it. So point number 3 is follow-up. Now again, you're probably gonna hear this like you've never heard it before, and if you'd like, check out this video right here. It's all about follow-up, how to do it like I do it. So let's dive into what I mean. So when it comes to follow-up, just know again, the average realtor is not even calling for a second time. They make the first phone call sometimes, and then they just never follow up with them again. I'm basically saying to you is that you gotta double down on the follow-up. If you're not following up, you better start. And if you think you're doing a good job on follow-up, this is the time to literally hound every single lead. And a lot of you are going, well, I don't want to sound salesy, or I don't want to, come off really pressury or commission breath. And what I'm telling you is, if you come from the genuine place in your heart, pay blank. I don't know if you're paying attention or not, but obviously the economy is not going in the right direction for homeowners just like yourself who are looking to sell their property for top dollar. In this type of market, typically what ends up happening is that people start chasing the knife as it falls. And it's definitely not the right thing to be doing. Because what happens is that typically right now is the best price that you're gonna get for your home. And then in 30 days, it might not be the same price. And then in 30 more days, it might be even less. And in 30 more days, if you're catching my drift, listen, I'm not pushing you to sell your house today. Like, I understand that, you've got plenty of things going on. However, if you want to take advantage of the best price in the market, right now might be the best time to do that. So whatever your plans are for possibly the next 30, 60, 90 days, or if you wanted to hold off, I respect that wholeheartedly, and I can appreciate that. However, I'm looking out for you and the family, and if you want to capture the best dollar right now for your house, we might have to do something sooner rather than later. So when works better for you, afternoons or evenings? And just close for the appointment. They're going to get it. Because by the way, you can even say to them, like, listen, I don't know if you had a house, that you owned in 2006, 7, 8, 9, but I don't know if you remember what happened there. It definitely wasn't pretty for homeowners looking to sell their property. So again, is that something that you're truly committed to doing? And really diving deep in their motivation. Because right now, more than ever, taking advantage of the fact that you've generated a lot of leads probably at this point. I don't care if it was 10 or 10,000. You have a lot of leads in your system. You got a lot of past clients possibly. You have a lot of current clients possibly. You have a huge sphere of influence. Every person in this phone book, okay? I don't care how big, and going through those hundreds of people. I literally mean follow up with every person you've ever spoken with, like your life depends on it. This is the time to reach out to every person in your network. Reach out to everybody. There's not a person you shouldn't be calling. Call your parents, for God's sakes. Call everybody. If they know somebody, they should be referring you. Any client that you've ever called even one time ever in the last whatever period of time, call them back. Get them on the phone. Because every person matters. I'm telling you right now, if you're not calling them back, there is somebody else who will. I promise you. Because it's happened to me more times than I can ever explain to you guys how much commissions I've probably lost because of not following up enough, or losing out to another agent, or for whatever the case may be. In my career, I've lost out on millions of dollars because of lack of follow-up. And I don't want to see you make the same mistake. Every person in your life, every person in your phone book, every person in your database, it needs to be followed up with right now. Number 4, referral programs. A referral program is something similar to Redfin.com, Zillow, Ojo, Realtor.com. Point is that you can sign up with a number of these real estate software or websites and be a preferred partner, a preferred agent with them, where they will refer you buyer leads for no cost. You just have to sign up with them. Sometimes you got to pass a test. Sometimes, you just got to sign a packet saying that you're going to pay them. But they're going to give you buyer leads. They're going to give you buyer leads for basically for free out of pocket. And then they're going to charge you somewhere between 25 and 40% when the deal closes. This is a simple, free, technically free, because nothing out of pocket. Obviously, they're going to charge you on the back end, but to get the lead, free is fantastic. When it comes to getting leads, and you obviously got to know what you get and what you pay for, so that's why they're going to charge you if it's a great lead. They deserve to charge you. or the opportunity to make some money. What I want you to hear though is signing up for every single one of these programs during a recession. Yes, there's gonna be a lot of those people who cannot be qualified, but you're gonna find plenty of people out of all those leads who, number one, might need to sell a property, who, number two, might be a cash buyer, also might be just be ultra qualified, 800 plus credit scores, tons of money to put down, right? Could put 20, 30, 40, 50% down. You're gonna find those people, and it might be in fantastic price points, but that's why I'm saying for free you can sign up to these softwares and websites. I've done Zillow, Redfin personally, I've done Ojo, like I'm part of them, right? Where we, again, get plenty of buyer leads, where I refer them out to my buyer specialists that I pay salaries for plus a bonus. I have that all set up where it's kind of a system. I don't even need to see the client ever, right? I mean, that's my personal setup, but for you who might need those leads personally, it's a powerful way to get buyer leads. Because in this market, the world of buyer leads, it's not exactly where you should be spending your time. Where should you be spending your time? Prospecting sellers. These buyer leads are going to be the cream on top. This is not going to be your focus. Hear me right now. Buyer leads are not the focus. Buyer leads are not the focus. Do not spend all of your time on buyer leads. Buyer leads are less than 10% of your time. If you're in a very luxury market, yeah, it can be a little bit more worth your time. Or if they're a great investor, I do a lot of buyer business, but it's very niche, and half the time I'm involved in the deal, right? So I'm buying it or I'm wholesaling the property. So there can be times where it's incredibly lucrative. However, as the agent right now, where it's so competitive and some banks aren't even lending right now and they're being really constrictive, it's not the time to spend a lot of time on buyer leads. Point number 5, we're talking about networking like your life depends on it. When it comes to building a network, this is truly the dream of all realtors. Being able to work very little hours and getting a lot of business sent right to your inbox. Doesn't that sound fantastic? What if I said to you, hey, if you just met the correct 50 to 100 people, you literally could make $1 million a year for the rest of your life working 10 or 20 hours a week. Would you want to sign up for that? This is exactly what I've created in my life I have a specific number of people, I think it's around 55 or 60 right now. I have a list of them, all my professional partners, people who refer me all the time, where again, if I just nurture these relationships, I make over $1 million a year without working too hard, where I can travel all over the world while selling plenty of real estate to make me enough money to live the lifestyle I desire. This is what I'm talking about. That only happens because I've built a network of individuals that I do a lot of business with, that refer me a lot of business. The key metric I want you to implant in your head, super successful agents like Ryan Serhant said this a long time ago to me when I had the privilege of speaking with him. Ryan, if you're watching this video, I'm going to fangirl for a second, but I do remember our moments together. I had to buy, I believe, 100 copies of his book years ago just to get an hour of his time, which I greatly appreciate and was super undervalued, so I would have paid a lot more for it, but I appreciate the time, Ryan, and I look forward to meeting up again. Point is, the thing that stuck with me the most is that he meets more new people than anybody I've ever heard about, ever. The guy would talk about meeting 3 new people a day. 3 people a day you've never met before. Imagine that metric. I don't do that every day. I push myself to try to introduce myself to probably somewhere between 4 to 6 people a week, like new people, introductions, 4 to 6 new people a week. Doesn't happen every week. Sometimes it's 1 or 2, but my average is somewhere between 4 and 6 people every single week. I want to add these people to my network because on average, all 4 to 6 people that I'm meeting every week are not going to become incredible professional partners that are going to refer me over and over and over again. However, I have a lot higher likelihood of getting good people to refer me business in the future if I meet a lot of new people. But then think about it. You got to nurture those relationships over time. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a full-time job just to network. However, that pays dividends. On average, at the absolute freaking minimum, please hear me now, 1 person per week. Add to your network 1 new person each and every single week. Now again, if you want to be a top producer and you want to sell millions of dollars in worth of commissions every single year, you need to meet more than 1 person a week. Like new person that you've never met before, introduced to you in your life. More than 1 person every single week, right? Ideally, it should be 1 a day. That's the dream. That's the focus. Like that's the metric you should really be working on, because that's a killer week if you can meet 1 new person every single day, because most likely one of those people is going to be a powerful professional partner in your life who's going to end up referring you business down the road, okay? On average, right? Because it's not going to be everybody, but I definitely could say that if you're meeting 1 person every single day, that 1 of 7 is probably going to be a pretty great number. If someone's meeting 1 person a day, that's 1 in 7. That's 7 people a week. If you're meeting 1 person a week, that means it takes you 7 weeks, almost 2 months to meet the same amount of people that someone's meeting in a week. So you can understand how this scales. This is why the most successful agent will continue to compound and be more and more successful. And the agents who are kind of lackadaisical, or the average agent who's only meeting maybe 1 or 2 new people every single month purposefully, you can see how there's a massive gap. Meeting 1 or 2 people a month versus 7 people a week, right? Massive difference. There's probably 5 people on my list that make up almost 80% of my income. 5 people that make up 80% of a multi-million-dollar a year income. Unbelievable. I wish I knew that when I got started in this business, because I would have spent legitimately every waking moment that I had out networking. Instead, I was doing paperwork. Like, what? I'm sorry, it just doesn't pay the bills. Networking pays the bills and then some. Because by the way, the more valuable that person is, if you meet somebody, okay, and they're fairly successful, let's say they make $1 million a year, that person is probably spending time with people who also do what? Make $1 million a year or so. Because people like to spend time with people who are similar to them. So what ends up happening is you meet John or Sally, who makes $1 million a year in whatever profession that they're in, right? Let's say that they're a doctor and they make $1 million a year. They're some type of surgeon. What ends up happening is that that person, Sally, for example, knows a lot of other friends of hers who are probably making equal money, families that are making equal money. So you should probably become very dear friends with Sally or John or whomever who's making that kind of money, so that you can buy their network. That's what ends up happening. You're going to basically buy their network, because if you're close enough friends with somebody, they're going to refer you their friends and family. That only happens when you build a relationship. Point number 6, live broke. And the reason why I say live broke is because when it comes to making money, I don't care if you're closing a deal every other month or if you're closing a deal every week or a deal every day. Right now is the time to live broke so that you can save a ton of money, because when you save a ton of money during recessions, you're going to be able to excel, outrun your competition, outperform your competition, because they don't have the money. They don't got the backing. They're freaking out right now. During COVID, I was freaking out. During that recession, I was freaking out because I was not financially prepared. Thankfully, I'm financially prepared right now, because this is not going to look pretty in this recession. People who are financially prepared are ready to 10x during recessions, because this is the opportunity. But if you're not living broke, if you're out there spending a ton of money right now, you're going to have a problem. So whatever lifestyle you have, it's time to cut back. I literally told my fiance, and you can ask her, that after our travels in the month of May, I'm done. We have like 1 or 2 trips booked, but I'm done booking new trips for at least the next 90 days to 6 months ideally, because it is go time. Because this is the time to put in the freaking pedal to the metal, laying the gas on the fire. This is the time to make money. I could take a trip, right? I can afford it. However, I'd rather take all that time and invest it in my business, because this is the time where a lot of people get freaked the heck out, and there's gonna be a lot of opportunity to find fantastic real estate deals so I can make more money, so that I can invest in more real estate deals, because I have heard it a million times before, which is point number 7. If you have the money and you have the risk tolerance, this is the time. Grow, scale, invest in hiring people, because you can build a massive company in a very short period of time right now because of you being in a great cash position. I'm hiring salespeople. I'm recruiting people. I'm bringing more people into my fold, because this is the time to quadruple down on building something. Because a lot of people are pumping brakes. A lot of people are getting freaked out, when this is the time where in the next 24 months, people will be standing on top who took a risk, took a chance, built something special in this opportunity zone, right? This is the opportunity zone of life. So if you're in a great cash position, you should hire somebody at a per transaction basis, hiring somebody to delegate all the work that doesn't make sense for you to be spending your time on, all the administrative tasks, so you can spend all day, every day doing what 2 things? Prospecting and networking. If you can spend all day, every day doing what makes you the most amount of money, so you can delegate all that extra stuff because you're in a great cash position. And even if you're not in a good cash position, this is still a time to bring on somebody, to partner with somebody who can handle all your transaction management. And let's dive into point number 7, investing. When you've lived broke, when you've done all the right things and you started to make great money, it is a time to invest. The world is going to be on sale. Things like crypto, the stock market, real estate, all on sale. Now listen, I'm not huge in the stock market. I'm not big in crypto. I'm not. Guess what I know? I know real estate like the back of my hand. So I like to spend 80, 90+% of my time, energy, and money on real estate because I know it well, okay? Because I know I'm not going to lose money because I know it well. I don't know the stock in the crypto world, so I'm not going to tell you about it. But in general, everything goes on sale during recessions. So when you're in a great cash position, after taking your money and living broke and doing all the right things, this is the time to invest. Do not sit in cash during a recession. Now, don't get me wrong. Right now when I'm recording this, this is early June, mid-June of 2022. Now, I don't know where things are going to be when you're watching this video, so it might be during the middle of the recession, the bottom. The point is that I'm waiting a couple months more right now where things can slowly bottom out, or even a year longer, and I'm just hoarding cash so that I can invest and pull triggers on things that are fantastic deals. This is the time where if you're worth 10,000, you'll be worth 100. If you're worth 100,000, you'll be worth $1 million. If you're worth $1 million right now, you can be worth 10 million. If you're worth, nearly $10 million right now, I'll be worth 100 million in the next 2 or 3 years because of powerful decisions I'm making today and during this recession. And if you want to do the same, it is time to make different moves. When I was being stupid, I was living on $50,000 a month because I was making well over 100,000 and it didn't matter. But this is the time where I'm cutting all expenses. Everything in my life, I'm cutting it because I want to hoard cash so I can be in an even better cash position, right? My fiance wants to go look at a nicer condo. Sorry, honey, it just doesn't make sense right now. She wants a nicer car. Sorry, honey, it doesn't make sense right now, because what I'm thinking about is instead of getting a fairly nice car, right? Another nice car, because I already have, again, I've done that, or another nice condo when I'm already living in a nice condo, because I could afford a nicer one. You know what I'm thinking about? Buying a Rolls Royce, whatever condo I want, and not thinking about the money in 24 to 36 months, because I made the right decisions today. Because just because I'm worth quite a bit right now and make quite a bit of money, it doesn't mean I just get to be frivolous. Because I'm not at that point in my career where I can just blow any amount of money that I want. I'm not there yet. My goal is getting there. When I have $10 to $20 million in cash or more in my accounts, then I can be a little stupid. Everything that I'm doing is for 3 years in the future, Henry, 10 years in the future, Henry, 20 years in the future, Henry, who wants to live an insane life. But I only get there. I only get to be worth $1 billion in the future because that's the goal. I only get to be there because of the smart decisions I make today. So if you're willing to make some slight sacrifices, aka living relatively broke, I'm not saying completely broke, I'm not saying top ramen, okay? Because listen, I enjoy my meals, don't get me wrong. Instead of going out to eat every night like I've been doing, guess what? I'm going out to eat maybe once or twice a week, and the only times I'll go out is with other couples or with people I'm trying to network with. I'm not talking about being Dave Ramsey, because I don't exactly believe in not going to Starbucks and getting a cup of coffee every day, because saving $1,200 is going to do something fantastic. However, I am saying just be cognizant of where you're being fairly stupid with your money. If you got an extremely expensive car payment, get rid of it. All this extremely expensive stuff that you have in your life for no reason other than it's flashy and you think you could afford it. I'm not saying you can't afford it. This is the time to live broke and invest every single freaking dollar you have, investing in not only yourself, but in assets that cash flow. In like 12 to 24, 36 months, you're gonna be like, those were the best decisions I ever made. And all the very successful, very well-off financial people have been waiting for these moments where if we're going into a recession, begging for moments like this. You know why? Because they get to 10x again. And last thing I'm gonna say is this. If you have not taken advantage of my free coaching program, I'm gonna put the link right here, right, or down below, or wherever the heck it is. I don't know where the heck they're gonna put it, but the point is, click the freaking link, join the free coaching program. It's weekly, it's free, guys, it's free. I can't do it any cheaper, it's free. Other than that, guys, watch this video over and over and over and over again, because this is the time to make massive shifts in your business if you wanna come out on top after this recession. I love you so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.